Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and we've returned back to the supernatural horror tale of Novena Diabolos. Let's see if we can run through this game another time and find ourselves another human this time aside Rin. Obviously all in all we'll be selecting a new game, but I would say if you have not watched any of the previous episodes, which I strongly recommend you do, then I'd say do so, because within the second playthrough I'm going to be talking about spoilers here and there as well when it comes to the first playthrough and stuff like that, but we'll be back when there is anything new regarding the game. So that could be another location to navigate throughout, or another set of dialogue to interact with said character when we get to that point. But I believe I'm going to be selecting our wonderful vampire friend here to build our trust with. This is already disturbing. River. Another mysterious text message by an unknown sender. So River must be succubus then, if I am not mistaken. So the village was the fox spirit. The lake was our witch friend. I thought it was River that was succubus. Maybe it was somewhere else. School? No, school was vampire, or something along those lines. I'm not getting mixed up because there's 5 locations, 1 murder site per investigation. But this is not covered through text yet. Sound is blown through the air by the wind, and the water's unpleasant smell is somehow spread through the air by the fog. I look back. Lucky for me, I can see the road from here. It should lead me back to the village. This is weird. How did I end up here, How? I scratch my head and look around. Let's see. Are you going? Yep, what is this? Something feels off about this place. It's the overall atmosphere. It feels strangely oppressive. What is going on here? Why am I so on edge? It's like my whole body's telling me to get as far away from here as possible. Maybe it's just a different order, and the river is definitely succubus vibes. Ignore my body warning signs. Possess. I keep walking to the unknown. And highly unpleasant smell lingers in the air. It's the smell of death. The smell is getting stronger. It's that of stale meat mixed with traces of the fishy smell of iron. Stop walking. What's this? The smell's coming from right in front of me. Could this? No way. I look around. There's no sign of life apart from myself. I don't know if that's encouraging or scares me even more. Take small steps and move my feet slowly. I cover my mouth with my hand. Yeah, that's the best idea. Trying my best to deal with the smell. And what do we have? Well, first things first, this is not what we've seen before. So this definitely confirms that Rin is not the human. Although a slight possibility could be that multiple stages have been set up for each potential murderer. Are they brutalized? Turn my head away. Despite my good determination, it's hard for me to look at the horrible scene of savagery right in front of my eyes. Oh no. Oh hell no. I keep my mouth closed and breathe in a controlled fashion to calm myself. Close my eyes and keep them shut tight, and slowly open them again, this time better prepared for what awaits me. So this is definitely what you can see as a different murder site. If I'm not mistaken, this is real. Very much real. Very real. It looks like a person, though I'd like to tell myself that it's just a mannequin. I'm afraid the body in front of me is indeed a real one. Also, another thing I've noticed is animal sacrifice. So the witch here is the anomaly where it's not summoned by animal sacrifice, but she's of a summoning by dolls. I'm afraid the body in front of me is indeed a real one. Yeah, that is definitely a person, alright. Or was, rather was a person, I guess. Stiff body, pale skin, the flow of body has, blood, the flow of body has long stopped, never to return again. Every ounce of life has been drained from it. It's like a lifeless slab of meat on display in a butcher shop. Ugh. I use my hands to cover my mouth in order to stop myself from vomiting. Let's see what we have. What the hell? I do my best to shake off the fear and come to my senses. Okay then. Time for some rational thinking. I need to check the surroundings. A person is dead. It's a real body, not a doll or a mannequin. And around the body, strange traces remain. Use your journalistic instincts to come forth some kind of investigation. Traces that indicates that this is far from a normal death as it gets. Murder. That's the first word that comes to mind. Let's have a look around then. The initial shock from seeing the body is followed by another feeling. An instinctive fear creeping up from deep within. Maybe the killer is still nearby. Nah, they've long gone by now. Maybe this is something I was never supposed to see. However, this fear gives birth to an idea in my mind. Could this maybe... I recall the mass disappearance case I've been working on. Yeah, it could be the S word. These cases have been popping up nationwide, and though it may seem trivial, they all share a weird commonality. Up until now, I wasn't quite sure what the connecting factor between the cases could be, but looking at this corpse, a key word that comes to mind. Religion. I look at the body again, then my eyes wander over to the strange traces around it. What if this bizarre death is somehow related to the religion in question? What if said religion is what connects these killings and the disappearance cases? With that in mind, I raise myself with what can only be described as an automatic movement. I'm still very afraid, obviously. However, it is my unquenched thirst for answers, my never-ending curiosity that drives me. Next thing I know, I'm approaching the scene with my phone in hand and the camera ready to go. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, so this is definitely new. Curiously, I feel no sense of disgust or the need to look away as I see the corpse, despite our somewhat troubled working relationship. My colleague said something that stuck with me. When a PD sees an incident, they instinctively feel what weight it has. Yeah, that's what he always used to say. I guess he's right. I mean, look at this scenario. Does this look anything normal? It doesn't take a genius to notice this could very well be related to the case I've been chasing all this time. What happened in the past doesn't matter now. This right here is a huge scoop, one that can change my life and put my career as a PD back on track. Alright, time to take a picture of everything that could provide valuable information. I should take a picture providing a general overview of the location first. Exactly. The entire scene itself and then all the specifics as individual pieces. Or pictures in this case. Or images. The camera flash illuminates my surroundings. Lovely. Now then, time to take a look around. I take my gloves out of my pocket and carefully approach the crime scene. I should try moving around the edges to avoid getting my footsteps everywhere. Exactly. Because then you're creating false information for people to look at and gather by. So yeah, okay, here's this. There's a thick book that has fallen to the ground. Is that something religious? The left-hand pages contain text that looks like it's from the Bible, while the right-hand pages seem to contain some notes of some sort. Notes, you say? I look at the most recent entry. The handwriting is quite neat, but it all still reads like the ramblings of a madman. After going over it a few times, I find the important key word. Fear? I thought I thought that the undead was deception, not fear. So it could be any location in which these murder sites happen. It just happened to be a different site. I made sure to remember the keyword and note it down. It's just a different site, that's all. That's why we're covering this. It's a different site altogether. Right. Then there's this. There's a piece of paper with strange text on it. I take a closer look at the paper. No matter how hard I try, I can't figure out which country that language is supposed to be from. So it is some kind of satanic language. Maybe those are just weird drawings instead of text. I can't figure it out. I give up on trying to interpret it and make notes. Because it also explains the demo playthrough I've done of this game and why it's in a completely different location. Like, the location itself doesn't even matter, but it's just the actual scenery itself. Like, you could have like multiple different things going on in the background, but in different timelines, but there's different murders. Should I keep looking around? Exactly, we should do that. Right, let's look at... there are stacks of papers scattered around. There are stacks of paper. I look at them one by one in hopes of finding important evidence, but alas, no matter how hard I look, I can't find anything noteworthy. Screw this. Nothing but bad luck. I stand back up and toss some of the papers away in frustration. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to destroy or remove something. Mainly destroy, with a sledgehammer, to a wall or something like that. There's a certain satisfying feeling when it comes to destroying something. Not when it comes to like destroying mental bridges, but destroying like brick walls or anything of that kind. Just having a hammer and smashing something up feels so satisfying. I'm not sure if any of you feel like that. There's a paper box that catches my attention. I'm not talking to the dead person, by the way, that's within this game. I'm talking to you, the not dead one, the perfectly alive one, the one that's not a fox spirit or a witch or a vampire or a succubus or undead. There's a paper box that catches my attention. I open up the box. All kinds of tools are in there. Tape, hammers, but nothing can be considered evidence. We could take all these tools with us, They may come in handy when it comes to putting things together. After rummaging around some more, I close the box. Lovely. Oh my god, you know what? I've just realised this, but it's incredibly hard to see the amount of evidence that we have pictured already because of the colour of the background. That's not cool, man. I wish I could take like some note of this ball here. Right, let's look at this circle. There's a strange symbol, the likes of which I've never seen before. What the hell is that supposed to be? Some sort of ritualistic drawing? Trembling, I take detailed notes of the symbol. Alright, should I keep looking around? Yes, we should, but let's look at this wooden chest. Asthma incoming, yikes! I lean my head back to avoid all the dust rising up from my chest. Exactly, and hopefully it doesn't go in my chest. I wave it away with my hands, then look at the chest again, but there's nothing inside. Great! Potential risk equals no reward. Huh? Feeling disappointed, I angrily close the chest. I slowly stand back up. Maybe everything was just excavated as we went away. Right. Anything else? Yeah, there's this animal sacrifice. There's an animal carcass displayed on the altar in a macabre fashion. Jeez. Oh no! So we've had a chicken, we've had a piglet, we've had... what were the other two animal sacrifices? I can't remember now, but the goose's belly appears to be slit with a long knife, and an abundance of blood is underneath it. Was this animal blood a requirement? Details are scarce, but one thing is clear. Whatever was done here required an animal sacrifice. I finished making my notes and stepped back. I'm pretty sure it's... okay, we've got one more piece of evidence to picture, and that is what you would call the body. And in this case, it's not that the bodies hit the floor. Seeing a brutalized corpse makes me feel like my knees are about to give out. Alright, focus, you've got this. I muster up my courage and carefully observe the body. There are long, very deep wounds. The wounds are so deep that I can see something through them. Yeah, hell no! I look away. It's going to be hard staying here for a prolonged period of time. But again, it's easy to stay here for a prolonged period of time because of sheer fear trembling you in place, paralyzing you from being able to use your legs and moving at all. I finished with my observation of the body. Alright, should I keep looking around? Nope, I think there should be enough evidence. With my heart still beating a little nervously, I browse through the pictures on my phone. Browsing through all these gruesome pictures on my phone feels weird. It's a weird thing knowing that these pictures might lead me to the biggest scoop of my life. I put some distance between me and the scene, exactly. I've stayed strong up until now, but I'm starting to feel nauseous. I should get out of here before it all becomes too much to handle. Or before someone sees you, for that matter. With my phone still in my hand, I turn around. And who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? There's someone behind me. Oh dear. So the first one is always Hannah. Concentrate really hard. I can hear something that wasn't there before. And I just can't keep standing like this. Not just me who's standing still. A person behind me doesn't appear to be moving either. Gathering enough determination to turn around. And of course it's you, for goodness sakes. We're moving on. Let's give advice. Don't you think that's a little too dangerous? I think it would be better to wait until the police can get here. But fog should clear up soon, right?
이 양반?
Yes, what about me, motel owner?
어떻게 살인범이 있는데 모르는 척 지냅니까?
I've lived this tale before, even though I don't even know it because my other alternate dimension self has not received, well, has not transmitted this knowledge to us, but you know what I mean.
빨리 붙잡아버리고 속편히 사는 게 낫지.
Yes, unless of course you know something about this murderer, motel owner.
그렇게 속편히 지내다간 다음엔 손님 차례가 될지도 몰라요.
It won't be me because I'm the protagonist of the story, and the protagonist of a story never dies early on before the story could finish. Otherwise it would be a rather short game. It sounds harsh, but he has a point, a bit a strange one. I was trying to find the right words to argue with him, but then I stopped myself. It was just a thought I had. I'm sure things will be fine.
여전히 속 편하시구만.
Yes, it's good to be relaxed rather than stressed. What does stress do to anybody? Well, it makes you cautious, let's just say that. I look at him with a puzzled expression, but he just stares back at me with a face I can't read at all. What's his deal? I feel weirded out all of a sudden. So much so that I choose not to say anything else. I just walk straight past the counter, exactly. I have a strange feeling about that man, and it isn't the first time either. Yes, because we've already seen him before. Most definitely. When we originally got our hotel room, that is. Lake. Ooh. That's taken aback by the message. I realised what it means immediately. Lake mean. Witch. What the heck? This is new. This is enough. There's multiple murder sites per murderer. Son of a murder. The text message was true. The second murder has taken place. Despite my best efforts to mentally prepare for this in advance, my legs are trembling from fear. I expected the lake one to, I don't know, have a boat on it and something like that. And dolls in place of it. I don't think there's an animal sacrifice here, actually. That is very odd. And it was pierced. This definitely sounds like Sumi, for goodness sakes, I'm not gonna lie. So there's multiple kind of CGs for each murder site? Despite my best efforts to mentally prepare for this in advance, my legs are trembling for fear. How foolish of me to think I'm used to this by now. That's not the case at all. If anything, the thought of this butchery has been caused by an unknown monster. Makes everything so much worse. Don't cynically laugh, man. This is crazy. Well, what the hell happened yesterday? How could the villagers be so indifferent about this? What guarantee is there that I won't end up like this? What might await me after death if I die because of the devil's words? Most importantly, why was I chosen to be part of this madness in the first place? Because you entered the village, that's why. That's why, man. You entered this village. So therefore, you gotta take responsibility of what the devil has told you. What did I do wrong? I was just trying to get a scoop to save my reputation, get back on my feet. But then again, it is no longer that. Is that so wrong? Can anyone blame me for that? Why can't all these freaking nutcases in that village sort this out between themselves? Let them play their silly game, damn it. Why the hell did it have to be me? Because you are not a part of the village. You are what one would call an outsider. I'm out of here. I was never supposed to be here in the first place. All because of a damn car. I should have just waited it out and moved straight past that village. Oh, okay, you're not going to succeed here, my friend. I have wasted my time only to end up right back where I started, but I'm much calmer than I was before. Yeah, taking out your frustration can inevitably lead you to be calmer. That's because I've come to accept my current situation as reality. That's how it is. There's no avoiding it. Oh dear. Yep, let's look at this. And that's because Undead also does piercing as their as a means of murder. I can see things here that weren't at the last crime scene. This is much more of a simple killing, exactly. A madman driven by a firm believer in the devil, who offered himself up as a sacrifice for one of his monsters. Just a few days ago, I would have thought such madness impossible. My feelings have changed from fear and despair to something different, something close to anger, and rather resignation at this insane situation I've been dragged into, of course. No avoiding this, but I'm having a hard time figuring out what's the best in this case. Need to approach this in a more rational and simple way. Put up my cell phone and activate the camera. Can't afford to miss any clues and traces. I need to, well, stay alive, exactly. Don't do what this man's done and let's die. You can enter the info menu via right click. Thanks for that. Mustering up all my courage, I approach the scene of a crime with careful steps. Lovely. Lovely. Take a deep breath to calm myself. Then take up my cell phone and start my camera app. I should take a picture providing a general overview of the location first, exactly. Let's see where the picture shows the whole lake. Okay, time to take a look around. Look for clues about the monster. Okay. So we have 1 and 2. So that, okay, river, lake. River, lake. No, I'm going to try and go for that as so far. No information has been obtained yet. Conclusions, well, we know what happened last time. And this is the current playthrough, so therefore no information would be provided, which is excellent. Because only the main menu has all of the records which we've seen so far, but the actual game itself, when we click new game, does not have previous playthrough data, which is wonderful. It does show which text you've been through before, but it doesn't show you what records you've obtained, which is nice. I'm just hoping though that when we go to a different location we get different items, because if it turns out we get the same items or similar items, not similar items but exactly the same thing. So for example, if I got, let's say, a Succubus Summoning Diary volume 5 or 6, then if that appears in a different location because we're in a different playthrough, then that's bad. Anyways, enough of me rambling, let's take a look at all of this. Looking at the foggy lake makes me feel strange. The fog scattered on top of the water's surface shrouds everything in an air of mystery. The more I look at it, the more I feel like my mind itself becomes clouded by the fog as well. This isn't the time for landscape appreciation. At the same time it could be though. I shake my head and return to the scene. Let's have a look around then. Oh, this is a whiteboard. There is a whiteboard with strange characters written on it. It's in Samant. I briefly mumble to myself and quickly laugh it off. Here I am, someone who doesn't have any belief or interest in the occult, trying to decipher the language of demons. Maybe I can work a side gig as an exorcist if I make it through this alive. No. I make a crappy joke intended for no one but myself, with a target audience of, well, actually, probably more than one, which is yourself, by the way, and write down all the characters that are on the whiteboard. Yes, it's good to have a written copy and a photocopy. Should I keep looking around? Exactly, we should. Hello. I'll lean down and look at the floor. Despite my hopes, there's nothing special here either. Nope. I get up and stretch a little to straighten my back, time to look elsewhere, and what do we have? What about anything to do with water? You're a doll, aren't you? There's a doll on the altar. The altar that the doll is standing on is covered in blood. A terrifying sight representative of the death. Did the dead man put that there? I take a closer look at the doll and finish recording the evidence. Exactly. Should I keep looking around? Yep, we should. This is a book by the victim. I find a small notebook that stands out among the books. There's a yikes note scribbled inside. Keyword that sticks out is overwhelmed and obsessed with something until the very moment of death. Obsession? Something that led me all the way here? I thought it was either fear or deception, not obsession. Deception, I mean, sorry. I feel uneasy at the thought and get goosebumps all over my body. Make sure to record my findings. Deception? So that could also be second. Yeah, that's deception. So it might not even be, because the witch is fear, not deception. So this could definitely be Rin that did this, not Sumi. It is painted in blood, but corpse is bloody as well. The summoning circle was drawn by the deceased to summon a monster. The deceased drew this with extreme care, despite knowing exactly that he was going to die. Everyone around here is a freaking nutcase. My speech isn't what I'm feeling isn't fair. Everything's too absurd for that. Make sure to make records of everything, exactly from A to Z. There's also clutter lying around. I rummage through the clutter, and as expected, there's nothing particularly interesting that turns up. I throw down a wooden stick in my hand and stand up as one does. Okay, let's go through what's next. Several photographs are lined up. I look at them one by one, but can't make out anything because they are tattered, old, and scratched. After taking a closer look, I slowly get up. Lovely. Anything else that's not the body that we need to take an image of? Because that would be very, very good. Anything at all? These books? Nope. More of this clutter. What about these leaves? Nah, we'll just take a picture of that now. Whew. I have to try hard to keep my mouth closed as I look at the cruelly butchered body. The whole body is covered in blood, but surprisingly well dressed. Fancy almost. That just amplifies the oddity and strangeness of this case. I take a closer look at the wound. The body was pierced by something. Went straight through, penetrated and pierced the body. This might be an important clue. One thing that just comes to mind is, what if the cause of death and the different attributes for each monster type is randomized depending on what playthrough you go through? That would make things a lot more interesting as well, because you can't literally just use a previous playthrough in order to try and help you out. Although at the same time that would be very strangulating. Carefully observe and analyze the body, making a detailed record of everything. Let's see. Alright, should I keep looking around? Alright, that's enough evidence. Case information updated. Make sure that all the pictures are properly saved, and after a quick look around, I walk away from the lake with hasty steps. Lovely. To make the most of all of these clues, I need to find out more about the characteristics and traits of each monster. Which monster is the one summoned with an animal sacrifice? Does the monster speak Saman to another language? In what way were the bodies disposed of? With all these thoughts in my head, I automatically quicken my pace. What I'll be doing is I'm going to be focusing on both Mina and Sumi. Sumi because we've already gone through her arc before, so that when it comes to future Let's Plays, so let's say if I do Nari next, or Rin, or Hannah, then I am going through those scenes which we've not yet seen before for the very first time. So that's why I'm focusing on a character as well as Mina, who we've already been through before, which is Sumi in this case. Sumi? We can't see the same person twice. Exactly, you can't select the same person twice. Let's see this crazy schoolgirl witch again. Okay, we've discovered all of the abandoned school in the previous playthrough, but we've been to all but one location within the lake. And that location which we need to go to now is the abandoned house south. So we're going to do that right now. Go to the abandoned house south of the lake. Aha. I arrive at an abandoned house near the lake. There are clear traces in the yard out front, which could very well indicate the villagers have been here recently. This is where I'll look around today. Okie dokie. Is anything around on the rooftops here? Nope. Scenery. I can see an old house in the distance. I wonder if I should head over there and check it out one of these days. I should focus on the present now. Yeah, exactly. Don't focus on the future. Focus on what's in front of you right now. Let's see. I take a look inside of the jar. I doubt there's anything I could use, but who knows. I see something in said jar. I reach inside to pull it out and... What? It's a book about the 9-day ritual. Interesting. The 9-day ritual, huh? All this C word I'm going through seems to be a part of a ritual spanning 9 days. Just like the one we're in right now. And it somehow has the same name as this one. This book has no... Sorry, it has info on it. What do I mean by no info on it? I take the book with me, exactly. I can read through it later. Alright, should I keep looking around? Exactly. We're going to look around and squeeze every bit of info that we can around these parts. There are books scattered all over the place. I sit down and look through the books one by one. What's this? Ah, it's a book giving off an ominous vibe. It's something to do with the undead. Undead Survey Diaries, Volume 5. Have I already got that? I'm just going to check. No, this is new. In the North House we got the same book but Volume 6. Let's see. These are writings of a novelist who conducted research regarding the undead. The villagers appear to have gathered info on the undead with the help of these diaries. I see, this will help me understand the identifying characteristics of the undead. Okay, this is important evidence. I put the book in my bag. Alright, should I keep looking around? Exactly, we should keep looking around. Why not? Oh, is this a warehouse? I peek through windows, it's empty inside. Just like my chances in life. Anyways, guess I shouldn't bother with that. I take a step back and look at the building. Doesn't seem like there's anything worthwhile. Huh? There's something written on the wall. 9 lie. This could be interesting for something, like a password. 9 lie, what does that mean? It could be like a combination for something. Exactly, I wonder if it's connected to that iron box. I stand there thinking for a while. Do you mean this iron box? I can see an iron box. It's so large and sturdy that forcing it open seems impossible. Someone even put a lock on it. It's a combination lock. Now as for the code. Let's see. 9 lie. So what could lie be? I wouldn't think is that. Well, I'm going to go with it anyways. It's another 9 though. That wouldn't be the case. What could lie mean? Like, what could the possible combination of that would be? Because that's just silly. Like, maybe we're meant to find letters that look numbers that look similar to letters. So L could look similar to another, well, a number in this case. 9 lie though, that's a bit bizarre, don't you think? Hold on. This could even be upside down. That could be a 3, that could be 1, 7, 6. That's bizarre. Like, how bizarre that would be to write a particular combination that way. Let's see, 3, 1, 7, 6. There we go, yeah. Finally, it's successfully unlocked. I threw away the lock and opened the box. Sometimes defying gravity and looking upside down can work. Ah, Succubus Summoning Diaries Volume 4. It's the story of a nobleman who tried to summon a succubus, as one would do. If the nobleman actually succeeded, the research could contain a vast amount of helpful info. Put the book in my bag. Yes, we should keep looking around, because I wonder if there are any more things that are going to be silly, like this Satanism book. Magazine called Monthly Satanism. It has... I'm not sure what you'd call it. It looks like a four-armed being with 4 legs on it. Maybe I'm just being really ludicrous, but everything in this game is ludicrous. Occult magazines, lovely. I don't think I've looked at that box yet. Maybe I already have. There's a wooden box and a plastic bag side by side. And first I carefully start opening up the bag. Good grief. I stop what I'm doing and step back. There's a bunch of mouldy rice cakes and rotten fruits inside. Onto the box, man. I'm disgusted and shaken up by my nasty find. All the more reason to open the box slowly. Aha! Volume 2 of Fox Spirit Hunting Diaries. This is the story of a hunter who tried to catch the legendary nine-tailed fox, but obviously failed because they were succumbed to fear and all that jazz. Old fantasy story. Important evidence! I think there's more to it. Let's see, I take a close look at the little jar. Peek inside, but there's nothing inside. Isn't that just fantastic? Okay, so there's a small book next to the jar, though. Witch? Sounds like it's about witches. It could be helpful to decide to keep it. Exactly. Keep everything. I looked around some more, but I couldn't find anything else. That's all for now. Village records updated. Exactly. Oh, I forgot we could just check these at any time. Like Succubus records 4. Undead records 5. I won't click any of them for now because I want to save this newness for something else later on. Perhaps, I don't know. Well, I don't know about these said stuff and sort of things. I selected, okay, village logs. Okay, 9-day ritual, history of witches, and monthly Satanism, however you want to call it. I took too long. I should go back before the villagers find out. Especially before the curfew is put into effect. I take a look at what I've gathered so far on my phone. 3 pieces of monster information as well as 3 village logs. Yeah, I remember one place only having 2 of them. Alright, I should give this a careful read. Exactly. Would you like to see the tutorial on recorded characteristics? Nah, I've already done that, okay. I've already done that in my first playthrough. I think the game is like you've already played through the game, so would you like to see the tutorial again? No, thank you. No, thank you. Mina again. Even though it's the same day, I believe. Let's talk to Mina. Okay, I should go see Mina. Learned that she was a gamer last time. On my way to Mina's room, something pops up in my mind that I haven't thought about before. This place truly terrifies Mina. That would explain why we've only met in her room so far. In turn, that would mean that she has never actually left the room. How does she get by if she doesn't step outside? I mean, how does she even get food? No way. Does that mean she hasn't had a proper meal ever since her arrival? Since her arrival? Bearing that in mind, I arrive at her door. Hello? That is indeed me. Mr. PD is me. I can hear Mina's voice. She sounds incredibly happy. Yep, it's me. As soon as I speak, the door opens as if Mina had already been waiting in anticipation. Hello. You're really tall. The top of your head is off the frame. She really seems to be filled with joy. Such a warm welcome is always nice, of course. But I can't help wonder what Mina's day looks like when I'm not around. It's like she's desperately been waiting with her ears glued to the door. Are they here yet? Hoping for me to come by ever since my last visit. With these thoughts running through my mind, I enter Mina's room. And what do we have here? Her room already feels quite familiar by now. I sit down and make myself comfortable, and Mina sits down right in front of me, as one does. Alright, first of all, I need to know if my previous assumption was right. Mina, did you eat well?
밥이요?
Yes, that's right, real food.
네, 뭐 대충.
You're not going to go into specifics, are you? Kinda? How does that work? Mina seems a little embarrassed when I ask her. So far, Mina has been keeping a lot to herself, refusing to directly answer my questions. She orbits around the question, but not exactly goes through the question as if answering it. Looks like she's trying the same thing again right now. Go away, Froggy. If the situation were a different one, I would probably just let it slide. However, this is directly related to Mina's health and well-being. I can't just ignore it.
저 그냥
You just what?
여기 오기 전에 빵을 조금 사둔 게 있어서.
And how long ago was it when you got here? Mina, you've been eating nothing but sliced bread up until now?
네.
That's not what you call a balanced diet. So my hunch was right. Is it because this place scares you so much? What if I come with you and we go together? We could stock up on food and other necessities at the supermarket. You'll be safe with me. I think Mina trusts me. At least more than anyone else in this rotten town. So maybe if I offer to accompany her, she'll finally be able to leave her room. I guess our thought process backfired. What do you mean you can't? Don't worry. We're here with you. Huh? You can't?
전 괜찮아요.
You're not fine, Mina.
원래 밥도 조금 먹고.
So she really rejected the offer. I knew she was scared, but it's really this bad? I think for a moment. There's no way I can force her to come along, especially not if she's this terrified. In that case, alright, just sit tight there for a minute. I'll be right back.
어딜요?
I'm going to get you something that's not sliced bread, or bread in general. I'll leave the room without answering her question. This is the least I can do. She hasn't been eating much. If anything, these last 3 days on top of being all alone are scared. Going to a diner and enjoying a real meal together would have been ideal, but I'm afraid that's not an option. Time to head for the supermarket. Is there a supermarket around here? Huh? I see two villagers in the distance having a heated conversation. I pause for a moment. They're right in the middle of the road leading to the supermarket. I'll have to pass right by them if I want to go to the supermarket. On the other hand, I'm really curious what they are talking about. We are going to goddamn eavesdrop and hide and eavesdrop on the villagers. I said that twice, I know. Hide nearby. Time to find out what's gotten them so riled up. That's exactly why I'm scared to death. I would feel a lot more at ease if it wasn't for the divine servants. Just listen to you. We only address them as priests, understand? I don't like it one bit. They aren't even in his likeness, so why are they the representatives? It's quite clear they don't serve Mammon. So you would dare openly defy Satan's command? What's wrong with you? I joined in order to serve Mammon, not Satan. This is ridiculous. You really don't get it. Let's discuss this over there. We can't do it here. One of the men grabs the other and drags him away until I lose sight of him. I slowly step out of my hiding spot. Quite an interesting conversation, but now isn't the right time to dwell on it. I keep heading to the supermarket. And then, once we're in, I arrive at the supermarket and pick out some tasty, easily digestible treats. Instant rice, some canned food. I pick convenient stuff that Mina can easily make when she's alone. I don't really know what she likes, so I just pick a bunch of random stuff. The cashier casts a suspicious look at me. Might be because I'm carrying 3 bags bursting at the steams. Are you planning a trip out of town? Nah. I wish I could, but I can't. You do know there's no getting out yet. Nope, not leaving. I ignore him as best as I can and then return to the motel, using both hands to carry my somewhat overzealous haul. Let's see. Hello? Mina looks amazed as I walk in, loaded up with enough food to survive a nuclear winter. Oh dear. So let's see, there's a table there as well. I open up a preheated instant rice and add some seaweed to it. I put seasoned sausages on top and open up the canned food. Kind of looks like dog food or cat food, I'm not gonna lie. After a little shuffling around, we somehow got an actual nice meal in front of us. Mina picks up her spoon and chopsticks and soon starts to eat, if only with careful bits in the beginning. A bit of rice here, a bit of seaweed there, some of the canned food with the chopsticks in between. Her hands start moving faster, and it doesn't take long before Mina begins devouring everything on the table. She was really that hungry. We haven't spoken yet, but it's clear just how hungry she must have been. Before I know it, she pats her stomach, huffing and puffing.
고마워요. 정말.
Slow down a little, otherwise your stomach can't keep up.
네.
Yep, process it progressively rather than all at once. While she eats, Mina sobs a little and wipes away her tears. I feel really sorry for her, and watching her eat makes me proud of having done right by her. I sit back and watch for a while until Mina is done eating. Mina looks much happier and revitalized now that she's finished her meal.
고마워요. 사실 배가 많이 고팠었는데.
I'm sure you must be, Mina. Then why do you say you were fine? Why lie, exactly? This could be an indirect way of finding out that she's lying.
그건...
It's just what? Listen, Mina. In a place like this, we have to help each other. But how can I help you if I don't know with what? There's no way for me to know if you keep hiding things. God forbid something happens to you, then what? How am I supposed to handle that? You can always ask me for help. All I ask for you is that you trust me and work with me. Damn, Mina, for what I've seen so far, Mina seems to be a good kid with her heart in the right place. It may have seemed like she was hiding something, but in reality, she just didn't want to say anything to maintain proper distance and not be a burden. It's commendable, but this town isn't the right place for that kind of thinking. I need to find out more about her, and get her to trust me enough that she'll follow my plan. Now's the time for a more serious talk.
죄송해요.
That's understandable. Mina's really quiet and barely manages to squeeze out her apology. Thinking that I may have come across as a little too harsh, I gently pat her head. It's okay. Hey, I'm glad you finally ate something. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't taste good.
아니에요. 맛있었어요.
Well, it probably tasted better than the bread anyways. Glad to hear that. By the way, there's something else I want to ask if that's okay.
어떤...
The reason why you ended up here. You lie about that, am I right? Mina's expression changes.
어떻게 분명 잘 속고 계시다고 생각해서...
I'm a PD journalist. I am not fooled so easily.
아니, 이게 아니라...
God damn it, Mina. Did you really think so?
죄송해요.
Damn it, Mina. You're a good person at heart, but for goodness sakes. I've been lied to countless of times. That's part of the job. I can spot a half-hearted lie from a mile away. Mina looks impressed upon hearing my statement. It's been a long back and forth, but I think this honestly definitely helps my credibility. So, what's the actual story? How'd you end up here?
그게...
You? Mina hesitates and nervously opens and closes her hands, then rubs them on her thighs and scratches her head. After having gone through all humanly possible gestures that signify doubt and hesitation, she lets out a small defeated sigh.
저 사실
The truth is what?
가출했어요.
You're a runaway. Damn. A runaway?
하지만 그런 거 아니에요. 불량 학생 그런 거 절대.
That just makes you sound like a bad student and or a criminal, okay? I never once got that impression. But you shouldn't have said that. So then, why did you run away from home?
그게 저 사실 부모님이 안 계세요.
An orphan?
제가 중학생 때 돌아가셨어요.
Damn. I see. I'm sorry.
그래서 저 친척 집에서 쭉 살았어요.
And they didn't treat you right.
삼촌하고 그다지 친하지도 않아서 어색하기도 했고.
It's really tough having family that you're not particularly close with.
삼촌네 가족들도 저 안 좋아했고요.
Ouch.
오랫동안 참아왔어요.
So, you ran away from there.
중학생이니까 참자. 성인이 될 때까지만 참자.
But one day, something must have happened that caused you to snap.
드디어 고등학생이니까 조금만 더 참자. 하지만 결국 못 참겠더라고요.
Damn, there's even a tears. Well, sorry, multiple tears. I thought it was just her left eye, but it's also her right eye too.
평소엔 있든 없든 신경도 안 쓰면서 조금만 마음에 안 들어도 부모처럼 잔소리하고 제가 하는 행동 하나하나에 트집 잡으면서 뒤에서 안 들리게 하는 척 절 욕하니까 정말 미치도록 싫었어요 거기가.
Damn it, Mina.
인터넷에 이 문제로 고민글을 올린 적이 있어요.
And from there,
누가 그러더라고요.
and who would that person be?
집 없이 사는 노숙자들을 생각하라고. 배부른 소리라고.
I mean, you can see both sides. It's like, yes, you've got a home and a full belly, but what does that home mean to you? Is home really home if the surroundings of that home and the people in that home make it a home, or is it just a house?
모르겠어요. 제가 정말 배부른 고민을 하는 걸까요? 하지만 죽더라도 그 집에 다시 돌아가긴 싫은데. 이 감정이 정말 배불러서
That's
생기는
it.
감정일까요?
Is it really home if it doesn't feel like one at all? It's not just the fact that you have somewhere to live, it's the fact that the people in that place, you as well, the environment that that house provides. Every house can't be called a home. You go into a house and live in it, but a home is something that you feel comfortable in, you thrive in, it feels special. And when a house is just a house and the inhabitants of it treat you in this way, then it doesn't feel like a home. It's possible that Mina's story is a misunderstanding stemming from the view of the world that adolescents tend to have. On the other hand, it's just as well possible that her relatives really are bad people. Whatever the case, it's nothing that I can leave up to a simple guess. Her suffering, however, is real no matter what, so I'll sympathize with Mina. You've really been through a lot. So you've ran away from home and walked all the way here?
네. 버스를 타고 가다가 잘못 내렸는데 무작정 걷다가 갑자기 안개가 껴서.
Yikes.
여기 살면서 이런 안개는 처음이에요. 그래서 안개에서 길을 잃고 헤매다가 이 마을에 오게 되었어요.
And that's when you met the villagers? Unless of course that part's a lie as well. The fog came out of nowhere, so she must have arrived here just as that happened, I assume. Yeah, I thought her story last time was a bit far-fetched on how she got here, because it sounded like some kind of dimensional portal. I organise my thoughts and think about Mina's personal story as well as her experiences here. Honestly, the story itself is quite straightforward. A young girl who lost her parents, raised in a relative's house, runs away from home due to constant friction at home and ends up lost in the fog. Mina arrived there accidentally. And the villagers may very well think she's one of the monsters and part of their grand wicked plan. It's apparent from her story just how strange they acted upon seeing her. An unhinged and bizarre behaviour that left her incredibly scared of the whole town. Somehow, I get the feeling it may be easy to get her to escape this place with me on the last day. Mina never intends to be here in the first place, and if I can make it clear that I have a plan, she'll most likely join me. Regardless of not if she's one of the four victims, one of the four murders, I'm sure of it. So why do I have this strange feeling of anxiety? Am I just overthinking things? Or am I being too skeptical because I feel like she's still hiding something? Aren't we all hiding something at the end of the day? I keep talking with Mina some more, but there's no new info to be gained from it. Seeing her smile and how she looks less sad already makes my anxiety fade gradually.
고마워요.
You're grateful? For what?
아니, 그냥요. 저 게임 하실래요?
Unfortunately, I don't have time. Do we have time? Sure. Shall we pick up where we left off? Ah, she really enjoys that. And then, I'll be on my way now.
네.
Mina's upset when we leave.
저 몸 조심하세요.
Yeah, you take care. Actually, don't go out there. But take care of yourself regardless. I will. Don't you worry. Did you see how I handled the winged boots dilemma? Mina laughs at my remark. That's because she saw exactly what happened when I played. And truth is, winged boots are incredibly hard to get and use. I lost count of how many times I've died to the same enemy trying to get them.
그렇게 말씀하시니까 더 걱정되는데요.
What do you mean you should be worried about me? Mina shows me a bright smile while taking a jab at my lackluster gaming skills. It's a little unexpected, but seeing her happy and making snappy jokes is a very welcome change. Exactly. It's better than being sad. Hey, admit it, I did pretty good there towards the end. Oh well, I'll make up for it by doing what I'm actually good at. I promise I'll be back with good news, so just wait for me here. Alright?
네, 기다릴게요.
You'll wait for me? But again, that's what Sumi said to us, but at a much later point. I show her a confident smile and leave. As I walk down the hallway, I think about Mina. She's a little too timid for her own good, but that's not too big of a problem. She's been keeping some things hidden, but after having talked to her some more, there's nothing I should be concerned about. I think she just didn't want to tell a stranger such personal things right away, which is perfectly understandable, exactly. Parizia, go away, Super Animal Royale. None of that sounds like I should worry. So what was the strange thing from before all about? I shake my head to clear my anxious mind and move on to my next destination, which would be... We're about 55-60% of the way with Mina? Yeah, let's go see Sumi again, I'm not gonna lie. This time, I am going to be going to... the river. Old Shipyard. Let's see, Old Shipyard, go there, exactly. I go to the old shipyard near the river. Let's see what we've got here. I arrive at the river. The river's pungent smell seeps into the fog. The stench lingers into the sticky air. I take a deep breath and start looking around. All sorts of junk and clutter is strewn about. A clear sign of people having been here recently. Right then, I'll take a closer look at this place today. Thank you very much. Let's see. There are lots of books. Most of them are of no interest to me, though most aren't worth a closer look. One of the books stands out, which is... Witch Hunt! Or Witch Diary. The book covers show... Sorry, the book's cover shows a gloomy design. Tracking the witch. Even if I've heard of it, despite not having any interest in the occult at all. Absurd to think that witch was supposedly behind the impeachment of our former president. Banned off. Okay, so I think the volume number is... Yeah, there we go. This is where the volume number of this book is indicated. It's in the last paragraph. Which is annoying because it should be when the red writing begins, not red whiting. I think it's important evidence. Okay, so second to last paragraph then. Second to last line. Whichever one you'd think of it as. There's a lot of clutter and junk strewn about. Might as well be it junk anyways. Stunk. Digging through the clutter. Satanism, lovely. Our best friend. Monthly Satanism. There's print media in the 21st century VR. Someone must have thrown it away here. Take the magazine with me, it might be worth reading. Exactly, I don't think the religious or cult would rely on 21st century technology that much. Mainly what predates current modern technology is what they would use. Backwards. Kind of like they're not going to be tracked sort of thing. Right. Yeah, let's look here. Open the paper box. And there are stacks of paper piled up with no clear order. While rummaging through the papers, one in particular stands out, and that is, it's a letter of sorts. It's a handwritten text by one of the village's leaders. Maybe there's useful info to be gathered regarding the village. I fold the paper and take it with me. Alright, should I keep looking around? Exactly, we should keep looking around. Thank you very much, and we will be going towards the box. There's a wooden box. I'll reach out to open it. Huh? The box's lid looks easy to open at first glance, but there are nails embedded in it. It makes the task much harder than assumed. We might need to have a hammer then, or Take a deep breath and then lift the lid with every ounce of strength I've got. Goodness sakes. Right, fine then. Looks like we need to spam the hell out of it. There we go. I thought it requires a hammer or something to dig the nails out of the box, so then it's easier to open. I can hear the wood splintering and breaking apart. Covered in sweat, I take a look at the box. I take a look in the box, not I take a look at the box. This, it must be succubus summoning or vampire. No, it's succubus summoning. Volume 1, okay. I already said that. Me and my silly head. Right, put the book in my bag. These findings will help me greatly. Yes, we should. Yes, we should. What about the boat itself? I look inside the boat. Ah, another one of these magazines. There's only the what you would wear to cover up said areas. I find a magazine that someone actually discarded here. Monthly magazine, a magazine focused on the occult and on ghost stories. Questionable usefulness, but I should grab it anyway. Exactly. It could provide us some useful information for later on. Ah, the distance. I look at the scenery. The dirty, fog-covered river quietly flows. How ominous, but at the same time, how tranquil and peaceful. What a shabby sight, the exact opposite of picturesque. I shudder a little. I turn around and rub my arms to fend off the goosebumps. Exactly. Always taking the scenery. Flag. I see a torn flag fluttering in the wind. I look at the flag with a blank stare for a moment. What a waste of time. I turn my head away. Of course the flag wouldn't provide anything useful. It hasn't exactly got words on it. But what's this square doing down here? It's not like we have something to excavate. There's a pile of broken miscellaneous junk. I take a close look, but there's nothing of note. I stand back up. Alright, should I keep looking around? Nope, that is it. I look around some more, but I couldn't find anything else. That's all for now. Lovely. Village records updated. I took too long. I should go before the villagers find out exactly. They don't want us knowing that we've been rummaging around these parts. There's still some time left. Oh, where else should I look? Well, that's going to be of some interest. We're going to be going to the fishing warehouse. Would have been in order this time. I go to the fishing warehouse near the river. And here we have... It's an old fishing warehouse near the river. It doesn't seem to still be in use. But there are traces hinting towards people having been here recently. I prepare myself and start looking around for clues. Let's see what we have. We have an old car here, I'm not going to lie. There's an old car. A car in a place like this? All kinds of thoughts run through my mind at once. My expectations are low, but I'll look inside anyway. The engine running? Even lower expectation than what I thought. Not only does the car not run, but there's no engine to begin with. I start off by opening the upper sun visor, but it's empty. Next, open the glove box on the passenger seat. Oh, something fell out. I pick up the thing that fell. Ah, another Maxim magazine. Lovely monthly magazine. Pretty well known. It's about all the things occult and ghost stories. I don't know how helpful it'll be since it isn't really that in depth, but I take it with me just in case. Exactly. Every bit of information is helpful after all. As Tesco's would say, every little helps. Or as Descopoli says, every little hurts. The water appears to be rising somehow. No, it's a fog actually. There's no longer a way to tell where fog and water meet, since it all submerges and melts together like a Vaporeon. I turn my head away after staring at the scenery for a moment. I'm not here for the landscape, but I am also here for the landscape because it provides temporary peace in this chaotic hell place. There are quite a few large wooden crates, filled with all kinds of fishing equipment. I take a look inside, but there's nothing special. I check my tongue audibly and step back. Your tongue audibly? Don't you mean it? Anyways, that'd be more for taste. Not for hearing. That's your ears. Use the wrong part of your body. And if you do somehow hear with your tongue, then what the hell? There are multiple books scattered around. Most look too worn to read. But somewhat frustrated to look through the books with so what a shame. I wish we were in better condition. Oh, what's this now? There, one of the books is in relatively good condition. Stands out. I brush the sandy dirt of the box. Ah, Vampire Hunter's record. Lovely. Vampire Investigation Records, Volume 5. Records kept by a genuine vampire hunter. Wonder what sort of info this vampire hunter kept. Because in our original Let's Play of this game, we only got 2 pieces of records of the vampire itself, which is very interesting. In any case, it's bound to be of great help to me. I put the book in my bag. It appears to be of an important piece of evidence. Exactly. Should I keep looking around? Exactly. We're going to keep doing said that. Right, barrel. I hastily look around the rusty drum. There's no way anything helpful could be here. Look inside it. Hold on, what's this? Contrary to my expectations, I spot something behind the drum. Okay, so not in the drum, but behind the drum. Guess what? It's about Novena Diabolos again. The 9-day ritual. Martyrs edition. Martyr? This seems important. I put the small book in my bag. Should I keep looking around? Exactly, we're going to keep looking around. Lockers. I can see a steel cabinet. It looks new and doesn't match this otherwise dilapidated place at all. In short, it's highly suspicious. It sticks out. Almost like it has colour to a almost greyed out scenery. I open up and search for anything of interest. Anything else? I managed to find a book. What's this? Another witch book? Yeah, Tracking the Witch. Even I have heard of it, despite not having any interest in your call at all. Witch behind the impeachment of the former president. This is before... Hold on. I remember getting 4th edition from somewhere else before. I'm not liking that. God damn it. I think we've already picked it up from a previous location. That's not good. That's not good at all. I wish each location has like individual items rather than it being randomized. I try to open the door, and alas, it won't budge. Maybe it's stuck on something. I'll lean over and peek inside. It appears to be completely empty. That's not even worth taking a look. I mumbled some as I back away. Good for nothing lock. Right. Net. The fishing nets are sloppily spread out. That's bad. There's nothing special in the nets. Not even fish to eat. I turn my head away. Great, and there's a paper box that stands out. If left unattended in a place as humid as this for a prolonged time, it wouldn't look like it does. Looks like it's a fairly recent addition. I open up the box. Ah, more Satanism. Lovely dovely. It looks like Saturn as well. Not gonna lie. One thing stands out among the otherwise useless books is a magazine called Monthly Satanism. An occult magazine? Yeah, it could be useful. I mumble to myself and put the magazine in my bag. Right, should I keep looking around? No, I think we're good. I looked around some more, but I couldn't find anything else. That's all for now. Village records updated. Lovely. I took too long. I should go before villagers find out. Have we run out of time? I take a look at what I've gathered so far on my phone. 4 pieces of monster information as well as 6 village logs. Okay, I should give this a careful read. You visit Mina? Yes, please. Okay, I should go see Mina. On my way to Mina, I make a decision. I have to tell her about the horrible things going on in this town. Maybe I don't need to tell her that people gruesomely died exactly, yes, but I have to instill a sense of just how dangerous this place is in her, so she knows staying here is not an option. Mina ran away from home. That means there's nowhere for her to go back to. Although this place is terribly scary to her, that small room of hers is the only place she has to stay at right now. Mina wouldn't even leave her room on the brink of starvation, something that can't be allowed to happen when the decisive moment of escape arrives. Therefore, I have to make her trust me and make it clear that this place is dangerous, to ensure that she'll go along with my plan when the time comes. It may seem cruel to purposely scare her like that, but this is for both my and her safety. Exactly. With these thoughts in mind, I arrive at Mina's door. Yes, Mina? Mina doesn't even ask who it is anymore. Understandable, because no one else except me ever visits. Yep, it's me.
잠시만요.
What are you doing inside there, Mina? Why did you say just a minute? Mina opens the door. Her face looks a lot less radiant, but gloomy instead. How comes? Looking more closely, I can see that her eyes are red, like she just cried. Why? What happened?
들어오세요.
Thanks. Mina hides her sadness with a smile. I came here to tell her about all the horrible stuff happening around here. I feel sorry already. My timing seems really inappropriate. Sometimes it just has to happen regardless. I step inside Mina's room and sit down. Mina also sits down, directly facing me. At this point, that's normal for both of us. Are you okay, Mina?
네, 아무 일도 없었어요. 그냥...
It's just... Mina slurs the end of her sentence so I can't understand it. Nothing happened. It doesn't sound like she's lying. There's no reason she would hide something from me. Then why was she crying? It couldn't be nightmares. Anxiety? Troubled by what happened in the village. Decisions. I'm gonna go with anxiety. Are you troubled what's going on around here?
네, 맞아요.
That's a lie. Mina seems to be trying to change the subject. She makes no attempt at inquiring any further. She just wants to avoid this uncomfortable, sad atmosphere. There's no need to dig into this right now. My eyes awkwardly dart around Mina's room, so I'm bad at this. As long as the subject hasn't changed, I just sit still.
저번에 했던 그 게임 하실래요?
Oh yeah. We're doing this or what?
네.
She always seems happy about the game, but nothing else. Distractions. Soon thereafter, Mina fires up her coffin-shaped gaming console. Maybe it would be Nightmare that would have been a better option. The gloomy atmosphere in the room isn't instantly blasted away by the 8-bit music. Mina and I turn to each other and stare without saying anything. Then we both break out in laughter at the same time. This is the true magic of video games at work, it seems. An enchanting experience that allows you to enter a different world to forget reality for a while. You really like this game, don't you?
네, 제일 좋아해요.
It is a limited edition after all, her favourite game. My curiosity is piqued and I look at the title screen, which I had always skipped over. The game's name is displayed in a retro font, Dracula's Castle. It's always gotta be Dracula, huh? Dracula's Castle. That's the name, right?
네, 맞아요. 이 게임기도 드라큘라스 캐슬 시리즈의 부활을 기념하면서 나온 스페셜 에디션이고요. 그러니까 이 게임 주인공 이름이 모티인데요.
Mortimer. She's full of energy and happy to talk about the game. Exactly. It's almost like a diversion of what should be the topic in hand, and starts explaining the story while cheerfully operating the console, despite me never really having asked. Since I have played a little bit myself previously, Mina's explanation is actually easy to understand. The main character is a man named Morty. Morty lives a peaceful and quiet life in a cozy small cabin, until one day Dracula appears, takes control over the nearby castle and brings darkness upon the land. Because of that, day is no longer. The world is left with only eternal night. The story is about Morty embarking on an adventure armed with only a sword, on a mission to free the castle from Dracula's clutches. A very simple story, no matter what era the game's from. So what makes it a masterpiece?
명작치고 스토리가 되게 단순하죠.
What makes it a masterpiece, Mina? Huh? Yeah, right.
스토리를 생각하시면서 적이랑 배경들 잘 봐보세요.
Look at the enemy and background design. Having seen my reaction, Mina continues playing the game with a smile on her face, while I look at the screen focusing on what she told me. The whole game's theme is all about night, pale moonlight, swarms of bats, beasts with cat-like eyes that shine in the dark. Vampirism! Things that were made by humans to ward off the dark loom bizarre and corrupted. Disgusting vines sprout from a lighthouse and slither around, only a faint light remains to guide Morty. The guiding light grows dimmer the closer Morty gets until it ultimately goes out. Despite the old graphics, all these things make the atmosphere unnerving, and I'm scared without even realizing it. It really captures that instinctive fear of the dark that humans have. This, yeah, wow. It really is scarier than I thought.
그렇죠.
What? Yes, right.
이게 사실은 시리즈물이었어요.
Yeah, there's only one of 24 different games.
드라큘라스 캐슬 시리즈인데 이 작품은 일종의 리부트라고 할 수 있어요.
Here we go again.
이전 작들에 비해 스토리가 밋밋하다는 평가는 받고 있지만 전 그 단순 명확한 스토리가 좋아요. 화려하게 꾸미지 않아도
As I've been passionate about this, that's why you can't read the text really well. It rules, definitely.
멋진 이야기 아닐까요?
Depends what you're into as a genre. Mina, caught in a waterfall-like speaking frenzy, again, comes to a somewhat embarrassed stop. I'm so surprised by what I've just witnessed. This is Mina's true, genuine self, her real personality. Everything she's been through has made her introverted, but she knows I'm here to help. She speaks to me openly and with a clear, honest mind. In this tiny motel room of all places, Mina finally got the chance to show her true self. Only such a small space where she can be herself. Mina would be in trouble if she thinks she could depend on that forever. I'll think about it for a while, but then get my thoughts back on track. I'll make up my mind and slowly open my mouth. Mina, there's actually something I've been wanting to say. My expression remains firm as I speak.
네?
The game's music aside, a strange quiet is felt throughout Mina's room.
안 좋은 이야기예요?
It depends how you take it. It's not good news, I'm afraid, basically. Bad things are happening in this town. Like, really, really, really bad.
혹시
Yeah?
사람들이 죽었다던가 그런 거예요?
Yes. Yes, actually.
역시 이 마을은 이상해요.
Yeah, the whole town is strange.
분명 저 마을 사람들이 범인일 거예요.
Calm down. I can't say anything concrete yet, because I've not got any concrete to say about. I need to do some more investigating. Still, it's clear that staying here is dangerous, which is why I think we should focus on getting out of here. Right now the fog makes that nearly impossible, which is why we need to time it well and wait for the right moment. Make sure you're ready to leave at a moment's notice. Can you do that for me? Mina? Mina doesn't answer me for some strange reason. It's not that she doesn't want to get out of here too. I know that's not meant to be the case, but it appears she's having trouble deciding.
네, 알겠어요.
You don't want to do this, but you know in your heart that it's the right thing to do. Okay, that's good to hear. I'll find a way out. Just stay in your room and avoid drawing any attention, okay?
네.
You know Mina's good at that, not getting out. Seeing Mina so scared and terrified makes me regret having burdened her with such severe news. In retrospect, it might have been a better idea to not mention the fact people... No, you didn't even mention that. It's the fact that she thought that happened and you had to be honest and say that people have died. But what's done is done, and Mina being scared might make her more willing to go along with my plan. Yeah, because unfortunately in this day and age, being scared is a manipulative tool for you to steer other people. That alone justifies it. I pat Mina on the head while hiding my self-doubts with a smile. Wonder why she receives pats so well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, but I gotta go now. At the door I wave goodbye to Mina. Her expression still looks dark and troubled. Is it all because she's scared?
조심하세요.
Sure thing, Mina. I will be, I promise. I wave to Mina one last time, then step out into the hallway. I don't feel very good, to be honest. I feel like I've done something wrong. Do not say that. Mina was recovering quite well, sorry, up until now. She was crying beforehand, though. Though restricted to the tiny motel room, she started feeling more comfortable and at peace. I took that from her. But there is a very real danger, an actual risk. I don't think I'm wrong for wanting to prevent bad things from happening. However, with her one safe space that she could depend on ruined, I can't help but think what would happen if she just gave up on everything entirely, including the escape. My legs feel heavy as I walk away. Do not put yourself with that kind of doubt on your shoulders, young man. School? Oh, is this a reoccurring location? Only one way to find out. No, it's different. It's inside of a school rather than outside it? Crikey. And the person looks like they've been pierced as well. With a doll. If the exact conditions for each of the characters are the same but the locations are different, then this surmises that both Rin and Sumi, sorry, are both murderers in this playthrough. That's what it tells, because 2 out of 3 of these cases so far have been pierces. So let's see. This was site of the 3rd murder. Once alive, the body is now lifeless and solid white, never to move again. A wound which is the cause of death. Blood that stains the surroundings, and weird traces around, all around it. I try to shake my dark feelings with a small sigh. Compassion won't bring back the dead now. I need to focus on finding the information I need. I swear, if we find anything else we've already seen before, it's going to be... So, that's within our investigations outside of murder sites, my bad. Take out my phone and start the camera app. Should take a picture providing a general overview of the location first, exactly. Crikey, the cell phone camera flashes, the picture shows the whole classroom. Okay, time to take a look around. Look for clues about the monster, exactly. Books. There's a pile of books. One of these could be useful. Rubbish through the pile, and alas, there's nothing useful here at all. I stand back while audibly complaining. God damn it. Right. What's next? These boxes? Ah, find a note within an open box. Is that a last will? There are notes written by the victim. It all reads more like a memo than a suicide note. It seems like something manipulated the victim before he died. I think all of this must have seemed pretty normal to this man. I write down the details. Should I keep looking around? Yes, please. Right. Let's see. I'll read the note up the wall. Closed schools are excellent for summoning, and this part's unreadable. Great. Past resentment of worldly things and deep grudges provide fuel for the summoning ritual. There seem to be precautions written down by the victim to smoothly summon the demon. In theory, it's good evidence, but it doesn't have the information I need. Too bad. Much myself and turn away. I mean, you could still take a picture of it, just in case you wonder what the hell that was. That's a flag of South Korea. Don't get the flags mixed up with North Korea, or their actual generalized locations geographically. Let's see, a framed picture looks weird. Could this be a clue? No matter how much I look at it, it's just a regular landscape painting. Just ordinary school decoration, it seems. More like unordinary in this case. Righty-ho. It's always just either dolls or animal sacrifices. Somehow, to me, I prefer a doll, but then again, what the doll provides is a scary thing. It's a doll, a really creepy doll. It almost feels like it's alive and about to move. Huh? Other than being super creepy, it's just a regular old doll. Was it used as an offering? I'll make notes about the doll. Lovely. Alright, should I keep looking around? I think we should. We've got 3 more things to take photos of. 1, 2, 3. So there's the board, and then there's that. What else could there be to take a picture of? I wonder. Let's not go through those two things just yet. One. Oh, the writing. There's a blackboard with strange symbols written on it. I know this language. It's ancient demon speech. I can't understand the sentence, but every single letter gives off a strange coldness. What the hell does that mean? I take notes about what's written here. Indeed. Alright, should I keep looking around? We should do that. Let's see. An ominous symbol is drawn on the board. A summoning circle. Also looks like a... I was about to say it looks like a windmill, but actually looks like a radar station or something like that. Well, a broadcast station, I mean. This is how the demon must have been brought here. Chuckle at myself, already talk like some pro-level demon hunter. I make detailed notes about the summoning symbol. Right. We've got one more thing to take a picture of, and it's you, unfortunately. There is a bloody corpse. The smell of blood suddenly becomes very intense. Needless to say, I'm not feeling all too well right now. The victim appears to have been pierced by something. I take a close look at the corpse's surroundings, but there's nothing more to be found. Whew, this is getting too much to handle. I turn away from the body. Alright, should I keep looking around? I think that's everything. That's enough evidence. Case information updated. No reason to stay here any longer, is there now? After another quick look around, I walk away from the scene at a brisk pace. And that is good. Leaving the place where a person died makes me feel weak and hopeless. What's extremely painful is the thought that one of the women I'm meeting with is the culprit responsible for the heinous deed. But one of them is definitely an innocent human. I have to find out who and build up trust with her. Let me think about this. There is a 20% chance that Mina could be the human, but there's an 80% chance that she is one of the murderers and is a vampire. Lovely days. I think we're going to leave it here, despite it being a smaller episode. I realised when I was looking back on my episodes, that I realised that the last episode is 1 second less than the previous one, which is really weird in some cases. So let's see. Brutalized. Okay, so vampirism is brutalizing. Okay, succubus. Let's see. We got 2 records of succubus. I've already gone past it. Deceived or in fear? A monster of fear and deception. Okay, so she's either way. Succubus's doll offering? What? Is it different every time? I swear it was animal sacrifice last time. Is it different every time? And this is... Other symbols wouldn't work on her, so what would this be? Accepts always. Okay. And this is... Last time it was dolls, this time it's animal sacrifice. So it's different per playthrough. That is bizarre. Maybe categorizing these records is not good because it's random per playthrough, I imagine. That's really noteworthy. That is noteworthy in its own way because it means that yes, you could write down where you've found things before, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to find the same thing over and over again. I still need to test that one out. And I'm sure there would have been comments on about it by now. But that's really bizarre. Undead records as well. Undead records, no clear method. Way of killing is no specific way of killing. Wow. And Fox Spirits, multiple languages, so Speaks all languages. Still nothing so far. Brutalized dolls this time around. Some... I kind of don't like it that it's randomized, because it's nothing that you can pin as concrete, and it has to be, well, it's random every single time, which is something I kind of don't like. And there's this one here, 9-day ritual, because it's almost like it doesn't matter what you collect, because every playthrough you're going to go through is going to be different. Monthly stuff. Here we go. Hell's Outskirts. Naberas and the Sin of Envy. Maybe it's only the village logs that are the same, but it's the monster info that's different every time. No hidden records here. History of witches. Like, it's really bizarre. Like, real bizarre. I kind of don't like it that it's randomized per playthrough when it comes to, like, the monster type, the languages spoken, the summoning, the ceremony, the ways of killing, and the location of said incident per thing, per character type, creature type. I kind of don't like that. I kind of like it if it was like a structured format so that you can pinpoint exactly where said thing has gone to. But another way, it's really refreshing because it means you can't just know from the very get-go of who was the murderer in such a case. But it still feels kind of really, really prohibiting in a way. Prohibiting, but yet freedom-like. Freeing. Thank you so much for watching, and we shall be back on the next time of Novena Diabolos. We'll be diving more into our friend Mina Hain, who's the vampire. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.